So the Shah's kind of like a nepotist baby.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's inherited. He inherited.
Oh, damn. Because like I always envy people with nepotism.
Yeah,
I do. Oh man, because like I saw like kids in my neighborhood, their dads were like investment bankers and stuff like that. My dad, managing it over, did a good job of it, but like I don't want to inherit that. I love my dad, it's, to be, but. Welcome to Jew Anon. We have the wonderful Amir, Holy.
Amir. Oh my! I was like,
Amir Holy. I'm not trying to give out your like last name and your address. I'm not that type of
cool.
dude.
That would be nice.
You got family. I'm considerate.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Where are we going with this? Oh yeah, where you lived in Dubai? I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. I was born there.
You were born in Dubai?
Yeah.
But is your passport Iranian or is it Canadian?
My passport's Canadian.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You don't want an Iranian passport. Iranian passport is like a gift card that doesn't work.
That's so funny. That is true. Like the only place you can go with an Iranian passport is like Turkey and Venezuela.
Turkey and Venezuela.
Which Turkey's nice. I mean,
Turkey's nice. Not now, but it was at one point. I've been to Efes. Of the islands, and they Greeks and Turks do not like each other.
No,
I had no idea.
No, they don't.
They both also, like Israel, have mandatory army service.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah, so it's not just. I think America should start doing that. I don't know if they should, but we're so hyper militarized. Why not just lean into it at that point and be like, you guys just have to serve, men and women, because that's a big on the.
I mean, you might have some pushback on that.
Oh, of course, because like that's a lot of the red pill. Like, we know women serve. Like a lot of women do serve in the American army, but men are only required to register. In Israel, it's men and women.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes any difference, but like, I think our military spends more than like the lower three combined countries. So more than like Russia or more than China.
Yeah.
I don't know. The other one's like Brazil or something, but. It's crazy. Like most of our police force can like beat other militaries.
I still feel like though in Israel the military is a little bit more popularized.
Oh man, and they try to sell you on it hard too. Yeah. They're like you get health insurance. You live like a king.
Like I've seen pictures of like really hot chicks on the beach with their like
yeah. That's how they get you.
Like
that's the
full
psyop,
automatic,
dude.
Just like
Don't fall for the psyop, Amir.
Yeah. Damn it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. So I've been pro-Israel for a long time.
I know.
I saw those pictures.
Don't do it, dude.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not.
But they do get a lot of Bedouin Arabs. Bedouin Arabs do serve, but they give them like CDL. They give a lot of them do like transport for them. So like they move weapons to like different army bases.
Bedouin Arabs.
Bedouin. Like
so what, like the desert Arabs. Yeah. They bring them to Israel.
Yeah. Like apparently the ones that live in the Negev and stuff.
Ah.
Yeah. Bedouin is the.
Was this like a recruiting system for them?
Yeah. They do get Arabs. They do get Arabs from like Haifa and stuff like that.
Like, let's go to the desert. We'll find some crazy ones
They're
there.
like, you want health insurance. You want let's Amir playing soccer. You want him to have house.
You've had 5 babies?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Mashallah, no. But isn't that like bless your heart?
Mashallah? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's like you can use it like that. Like, bless your heart.
Yeah, Bismillah is before you eat or drink, which I did not say.
In the name of God.
In the name of God. Yeah. I've been brushing up on my Arabic a little bit.
Nice.
I'm trying not to
get hired by the CIA?
I was just talking to him about that.
Yeah.
I was literally just talking to him about like
you should work for the CIA, dude.
I don't know, like it's weird. Like I've been sending in these job applications and I'm like, do they not know I'm white? I know that's
dude. You could because you speak a little bit of Arabic.
I do,
dude,
and Hebrew.
You could get paid sick.
I'm probably a threat to the American government at this point.
Might as well join them. Dude.
I might as well join. I don't want to be like some basically a Jewish mafia is the IDF essentially, and I don't want to do that. I would rather work for the American government than the Israeli government.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's a lot more benefits, and I have an American passport. Like I don't. Also, Israel's economy is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like 65% are below the poverty line. Yeah, a lot of people.
What?
Yeah,
seriously?
Yeah. There's a bunch of people who have like 5, 6
then
roommates.
Why are they
like,
bringing all these people from Europe?
dude. There's some place. There's some like
because
you get your shit swiped in Israel. That's what people don't say. Like Netanya, Shapira, all those like neighborhoods.
So,
and
sorry to interrupt you, but if there's so much poverty, why are they having this like? I guess this like.
I think it's a PR thing.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. And then people are like, Israel's the first to help us and things like that.
Yeah.
They want to look so good because they're doing such awful shit to like Palestinian people. Seriously.
Yeah, it's working.
It's a constant people go and people fall for it, and then you're judged by being like, oh, you're not a good Jew because you're not supporting Israel. There's that double-edged sword of
Yeah.
But,
immigration and giving hot chicks machine guns.
Yeah. It's whoever works the social media marketing for the IDF should be given a Pulitzer. Like they're doing a real good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iran doesn't do. Iran is their mandatory.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Sure. How many years?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
And then if there's war, you have to go.
There's 2 years.
You have to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not like in the reserves or nothing. In America, our reserve people are the worst. Like.
So how did you turn into a reserve after you do mandatory service, don't you? In Israel, or I think in Iran is like that. I don't know.
No, I mean, especially if there's a war going on or if there's like occupation going on. No.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's occupation going on, I was a buddy. There was a buddy that I know was doing the reserves in the army. He was stationed in Fayetteville, but then he got booked over to Poland because of the Russia-Ukraine thing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know what I think he does, like intelligence or something for them, but. Yeah. So once there's a conflict, it's a perfect time to join the military when there's no war. I'll say that for sure. But if it's like a stock, that's how I think of the U.S. military, like the government.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy low, sell high.
Like go join the Singaporean military.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, Singaporean military. Go get citizenship at this country, join it, and probably their service is like, I don't know, you're in a barrack and you have like one AR-15 and like you're off every weekend or like every other weekend.
Yeah. But Iran used to spend a lot, like during the Shah, they used to spend a lot of money on military because they were like U.S.'s ally, right? They were. Their butt buddy in the Middle East.
Oh, okay.
Like now it's the Saudis in Israel, but back then it was Iran.
Yeah.
Before the revolution, so like you could see Iran's military spending get up there with like I don't want to say U.S., but maybe like up there with Russia or
they have
like
nuclear
China.
weapons too. You guys got nukes, right? What's the story?
I think they were okay. So here's what happened. I think they were working on centrifuge.
Okay.
And then they got into John Kerry signed this deal with the Iranian government at the time.
Okay.
Where they get to work on centrifuge, and then they have like the IAEA people like constantly, the watchdog constantly looking after them. They get like people visiting them without notice.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, fine. So they signed the JCPOA. They were like, all right, let's do this. We get to do centrifuge. And then Trump came and he like tore up the paper.
Yeah.
And then Iran's like, oh yeah, we're going to fuck that shit. We're going to go way beyond the threshold we agreed on. Yeah. So now they're working on nukes, basically, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because now they feel the threat from Saudi Arabia. They feel the threat from Israel. They feel the threat from Ukraine. They feel, or like the rest of Europe, because Russia's on their side. Russia and Iran are cool. Like there's Iranian drones that are basically apparently bombing Ukraine right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah. So now they're like upping the uranium enrichment.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
They had it, like U.S. kind of had it under control with Iran, and then I think honestly, like Trump fucked it up a little bit.
Yeah. Lockheed Martin or Raytheon, they don't sell anything to Iran, do they?
No.
Damn,
Fuck no.
I would love to. I would love to be a door-to-door salesman in Iran.
Iran's on full sanction, dude. You can't even like sell pistachios to Iran.
Oh no.
You can't sell shit to Iran, dude.
Because I was about to close, man. Yeah. I am. I am a shark. This is Shark Tank. Yeah. International Shark Tank, dude.
Yeah, I don't know you were pistachio.
I have $5 billion worth of uranium.
Oh.
I'm in. No, man.
Iran's fucked, dude. Like now, like the problem is the people get the bad end
of course.
The situation. Like the governments, they're balling, dude. They're just eating up that oil money. The the government reps send their kids to school in the U.S. to Europe.
Oh yeah, of course. That's always been.
They're out here partying while
it's like oligarchs.
Yeah, and then over there they're trying to sell this like Islamic life to people that are
very
suffering.
critical.
Yeah,
it's very
they're suffering because economically they're not doing shit for the people.
Yeah,
and then they're sending their kids to the West.
They're not following Allah's wishes.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just a power thing, you know. They just have this fucking power grip on people, and then they're doing whatever the fuck they want to do without, abiding by their own policies of life.
You would never like live there, would you? Like even if it were like democratized or whatever, if that's the right word.
I mean, if it was like right now, there's a protest or a revolution that's happening. So if this government fucks off, then why not?
Okay, hell yeah.
I would love to be a part of.
You think your job would let you like move there and you could still work like remotely or whatever? Because most people's jobs are remote now, anyways.
Yeah, I would love to be part of like rebuilding my country. Because it's been in the fucking dark hole for the last 43 years because of the Islamic government.
Yeah, it's so weird because if it is technically Israel's a Jewish homeland.
Yeah,
like I don't feel the need to go back because I think it's fun. Like we're winning. Like I feel like there's more of an incentive for you to go back because y'all losing.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's okay, like I feel like I could do something to save Iran, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Probably nothing, but I'm just
You're very hopeful. That's better than most people.
Yeah, I can take my money there. It's like when Israel was first being built, a lot of Jewish people that lived in Europe or America
Rothschilds.
or whatever, they were all sending money to Israel, right? Everyone was like, let's go to Israel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's definitely people. Are there a lot of where's Andy in all this? Remember we talked about that pop star, that Iranian pop star?
Yeah.
Is he
you know him? How do you know him?
I know some shit. All right, I know some shit about Iran. I've seen Persepolis. All right, I don't know what you guys have. If you guys have a cookout, but whatever. I think I know a little bit about Iranian culture. But Andy, is Andy spoken out?
Andy, I think you're talking about her.
No. Andy.
Where's Andy in all this?
Andy's like a famous Iranian pop star. He is. I don't know if there's like a comparison. What American icon can you compare him to? Michael Jackson. He's y'all's Michael Jackson. He might be.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe like Iranian Hall Notes with like just combined. But Tehran's his big song. He has a lot of other songs. He does like a lot of love ballads.
Yeah. Maybe like an Iranian
Michael
George
Bolton.
Michael's.
Michael or Michael Bolton.
Yeah, exactly.
One of those two.
Yeah, he's got some nice wedding songs too.
Yeah, dude, he is the Iranian wedding singer.
Yeah. I listen to him now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I should get in a...
I was playing some for Wish the other day.
Of course, good. Yeah. I heard something out recently, like Matisyahu, like he's our Andy, I guess.
Yeah.
Apparently he's like a big playboy and he like fucks like prostitutes and shit like that.
Oh, well,
which I had no idea. He was a former Orthodox Jew. Oh. So it's weird to not weird. I know a lot of like Reformed Orthodox or past Orthodox people that have like fallen into pitfalls or have like gone crazy.
Yeah.
So I hope that doesn't happen to him. We might need to pray for Modest,
For Andy or
no for Modest?
Oh, for Modest. Okay.
Because that road is hard to come back from.
Yeah.
The path of lust and fame can definitely lose a man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never had that problem, right? You never been consumed with fame, and we're like, ladies, please get off me.
I've never been famous.
I have a family. Yeah, that's the thing. If you have
nice.
If you have like fame as like a platform or something, like
you're
definitely going to use it to like. I don't know how you can like literally save Iran, but like we'll title this episode "Save Iran."
Yeah,
this episode "Save Iran" for sure. Operation Ajax too.
Yeah. Actually, we were going to talk about
that was one of the things. I don't know what Operation Ajax is, and I wanted to talk to you about the Iranian hostage crisis.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of topics.
Actually, they're very linked.
Oh, please tell me how they're linked.
So like the Iranian people's hatred for America, I think, started in the 50s.
Okay,
when we had a democratically elected prime minister who was like kind of like an Iranian Bernie Sanders at the time, right? This guy had huge like dreams, big ideas, and at the time the Brits had like exclusive rights to Iranian oil.
Of course they did.
Yeah, it was called the Persian Anglo Oil Company, which now is called BP.
British Petroleum, baby.
Yeah. So they were just raking it in, dude, and not paying the Iranians shit but rent. They were like just paying rent and then just taking the natural resources Iran had and sending it back to England. And then this kind of continued on until 1953, where Mossadegh got elected. And at the time, the Shah had just had a few assassination attempts, so he had fled the country.
Is this in the 70s?
This is in the 50s.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Shah was out of the picture. He had just become like this peacock symbol.
Really?
Yeah, and Mossadegh finally got the power that he wanted, and he passed the bill to nationalize the oil industry.
Okay.
And basically the Brits were like fucking livid, because then that means no more money, no more free oil, or like 60% discounted oil.
Wow.
So the Brits came to CIA for help. They were like, hey, this is what's happening. And at the time, the CIA or America was worried about the Soviet influence in Iran. So they were like, hey, if you don't help us do this, because Mossadegh was part of the Two-Day Party, and Two-Day Party had some very liberal ideologies where like it was like they were like the Iranian Marxist regime, but in reality they weren't. They just wanted prosperity for Iran.
Yeah.
So anyway, the CIA at the time, I think Eisenhower was president, and the CIA was first born. So this is like CIA's first covert operation.
Yeah.
And the success of this basically gave CIA the power it has today, because at the time the CIA was basically a underfunded. It was just like they weren't really familiar with what the fuck they were gonna do with an intelligence agency. So
MI6 was earlier than
I think so.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but MI6 went. This was MI6's idea, so they went to CIA and they were like, "Yeah, we need your help." And they were like, okay, so they sent, basically, they budgeted $1 million to overthrow Mossadegh. They basically showed up at his house. They only used like $60,000 of that $1 million. Show up at his house and just basically kidnapped him.
Yeah.
And put him under house arrest.
Wow.
And they brought the Shah back. And the Shah was pro-West, right? Because at the time, he got assassinated by people who were in the Two-Day Party, which was Mossadegh's party. Oh my God. The assassination attempts. Anyway, so the Shah was, at the time he was young, and so he signed all these like deals with a bunch of like Western oil companies and like signed all these military contracts. The West, they were like, they were placating to him a little bit. They were like, hey, we'll be your friend, just sign this.
Yeah, we'll keep you alive.
Yeah, needs to happen, pretty much. Yeah. So then that started, and the Shah had basically ultimate political power from then on in. And then that lasted till 1979.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that had to do with the Shah was kind of getting cocky, because he was like, okay, I'm at this
sun.
What?
Flying too close to the sun.
What do you mean by that?
He was getting a little cocky about what?
About all the power that he had.
Yeah.
And that he was now turning away from the West.
Okay.
He was like, "Oh, thanks for helping me get this powerful and helping me grow my military," which that's what the U.S. was doing.
Yeah.
Like the SAVAK, the secret services that the Shah had, was trained by CIA and Mossad, actually.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, the U.S. was like, "Okay, Shah, check your power a little bit," because he was like, I'm going to he founded OPEC, right? And they were trying to price fixing for America, right? Because they were like, hey, we need to agree on oil prices here. So they were trying to like
jack up the
prices, and America obviously didn't like that. So when he was getting screwed with the Islamic Revolution, they didn't help him.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, he eventually ended up in the States. He went to New York Hospital because he got cancer, but politically, the U.S. did not help him.
Yeah.
And then the country just got taken over by Islamic rebels.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Happens a lot. It happened in Yemen. Yeah. It happens in fucking Afghanistan. It becomes hyper conservative. because I think there's a lot of these Middle Eastern countries believe these like leftist intervention is just Western influence or Western control.
Yeah.
And I feel like these ideas need to be just free formed, and it's because you can't really like plan it with like MK Ultra, you know.
Yeah.
You can't. You would like to, but a place can only be secularized as much as you make it. Like in the West Bank is somewhat secular, like in terms of Ramallah, Nablus. There's gay people there. There's gay people there, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But in Gaza, fuck that.
No.
Hamas runs that shit.
Yeah.
But PLO still runs, the West Bank, so they're kind of like, hey, we're chill, we're martyrs, whatever. We're dying, and here's videos of it. But like Gaza is still like fuck around and find out because we left it. That's what happened. And a lot of Israelis and a lot of conservative Orthodox Jews, that's the narrative is like, you see what happened at Gaza? If we leave the West Bank alone, they'll attack us too. And it's definitely like a cop situation, like, oh, they have the knife, so we have to shoot them, kind of. So it's a vicious cycle, and I think it can be broken with a lot more psychological intervention, but the right way, not like
not straight up like strip someone's power.
Straight up strip someone's power and kidnap them and abuse them and all this other stuff. Like
you can't.
Did he die? Mossad? What's his name?
He died like 2 years after he was in house arrest.
Okay. Did he kill himself or did he?
I think he got sick because he was depressed. I mean, the dude literally did the best thing possible for Iran.
Yeah.
And then he got punished for it.
Yeah.
And the problem was that even the CIA kind of did this, like, they paid a bunch of thugs where they went in the streets of Tehran where they protested anti-Mossadegh, which was bullshit because everyone loved Mossadegh. He was the people's man.
Wow.
So anyway, it just, this is where all the mistrust, I think, started with the West, where they were like, hey, one time we did have democracy and you fucking took that away from us.
Wow.
And you brought the Shah.
Yeah, the Shah, I remember from like school. I remember from college I had to learn about that. He's like, the Shah was a CIA plant. So who was there before? And he's like, we don't talk about that. And I was like, so the only thing you're willing to tell me is that the CIA fucked up. And I was like, so I know the CIA has fucked up multiple times and we can't. It's weird how you're like, oh, you should work for a government agency. Like, they're not going to hire me. Like, I know too much shit about them that's wrong. If they're looking for people to remarket and rebrand, that's going to take a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's going to take a lot of work. I don't know if my generation's going to do that. I don't know how much they're paying for that. But, like, a lot of government agencies like that, i.e. the ATF is also one of them. American Tobacco, or what is it? It's like alcohol, tobacco, firearms. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
Waco, do you remember that instance?
Yeah.
Where they all put their hands down. He's like, we're giving you more weapons. Immediately they started shooting. He's like, let the children out first. And they didn't even let the children out, man. They just opened fire. Knowing that there's kids in there. That's crazy that the American government would let that happen on U.S. soil. So there's not a lot of trust for the American government, obviously. And I think that's why I've kind of leaned more libertarian. Yeah. Because I'm like, they will do everything in your power to try to take the gun from you. Make sure to shoot first. That sounds fucked up to say. I'm not saying if they threaten you. Yeah. There's definitely. I think the stand your ground law should benefit more people, but unfortunately, it was the reason that George Zimmerman won that case in Florida. That's the only reason. But for the most part, I think the stand your ground law is more beneficial. I'm very upset that was the case because, like, Trayvon was unarmed, but we still use that as a leftist martyr in this country. We use a lot of police brutality as leftist martyr, but we have to realize that like a lot of government institutions aren't our friends. They're there to work. It's a job. It's not a race. Yeah. Like Blue Lives Matter it's great, but you get to take the hat off. Like black guy doesn't get to like undress and he's suddenly white when he walks in the fucking door, So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Governments, it's weird because like when you start working for the government, I don't know. I've never worked for the government, but I'm just imagining what could happen if I did. Like my salary is not going to be great, right? Yeah. But then all this power that I'm getting from it could make you a little drunk.
Corrupt, yeah. It's definitely corrupt. But there's a lot of benefits probably like, oh, you have this or you have matching 401k, but you're not. I think that's why I like sales so much is that it's a risk. It's exciting. You have to fight for it. It's more of adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
When you have like a government job, even an FBI job where you're like investigating people, or an NSA job where you're investigating people, you have this power.
You have this power. You just have the power, even the power to say no to someone. Like if you work for the SEC, right, and like someone's trying to get accredited as a bank or something, you're like, nah, you know. And oh, sorry, what
was that?
I don't know. I just dropped something.
No worries.
Did I break something? Okay.
Okay.
Shit, my bad. Wait, I'm getting a check for this? Oh, sweet.
No, I don't know.
Wait, what?
What were you talking about? Getting denied for like bank loans and shit?
Oh yeah, I mean, no, I'm saying like let's say you're a private institution, right?
Yeah.
Your bankers are getting paid way more than let's say auditors of the SEC are.
Yeah.
But then they're the ones who say no to private bankers. So think about it. Think about the power dynamics here. You know?
That's insane to think about, and even something as little as like. I don't know, the DMV or the police, and then like the district attorney.
Yeah.
If you're a district attorney, you can put a lot of people away.
Yeah.
Put a lot. I.e. Kamala Harris. She put a lot of black people away for weed. And now, a lot of the Democrats are like, oh, we're fine with weed. And then it's become this monetizable asset to where it's regular, right? Where they're like, oh, we're putting it back in schools, but there's still a lot of people in jail for drugs.
Yeah.
A lot of them. And they're just rotting away, man. And it's sad. That I think is sad, because if you think about it, a drug dealer is like the ultimate salesman. Think about it. Super illegal. So you have that working against you. People get, the thing is, your product's addictive.
No but how much selling do you have to do if your product's addictive?
Okay. I guess that's I guess I cancel myself out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I cancel myself out.
You gotta sell shit that's like useless to people. That's when you have to,
like fucking roofs or vacuum cleaners or
I
don't know. Imagine a door-to-door weed salesman. That's what it will become. That's what I think.
Dope.
I don't know. Well, I think it'll always fluctuate. Like right now, it's super leftist, and not super leftist, but whatever the fuck Biden's administration is doing, I have no fucking idea. I think it's gonna lean right. I don't know if Trump's gonna win or DeSantis. Probably DeSantis. Or somebody on the right. They have to get some person there who's like the most corporate white guy. If Elon Musk could run, which is impossible, but that would probably win because you control the internet.
Arturo would love that.
Yeah,
he'd be like, "Yeah, double down on my Tesla stocks, bitch."
I think being president is too scary. They make like $400,000 a year. But not including stock options. I'm sorry. I'm fucking going up.
They get like a lifetime salary, right?
Do they?
They get a lifetime salary? Yeah. Okay. That's why it's...
Who's your favorite president? Who's your favorite leader?
Leader? We taled about this before.
I know, we talked about dictator, but I'm talking just a wholesome leader.
Muammar Gaddafi, dude.
No. Like when you like, okay, he did it okay. Like to be hypercritical of it all, like you can't.
Well, I think like Mossadegh was a good leader. Mm-hmm. I think he really got fucking screwed.
They do get paid.
Lifetime salary?
Yeah, Trump's getting $230,000 a year.
Spending it all at Mar-a-Lago, baby.
Well, does it depend on the amount of terms you serve?
No, it's just basically head of an executive department salary.
You don't get a bonus if you do like 2 terms? Like how much is Obama making?
I think that it was put in place initially because it's like, okay, after you've been the president, where are you going to go from here?
Like you're not gonna like work for like I don't know, Buc-ee's or something.
Obama.
Where do you go once you've been the president?
You give TED Talks like what Obama's doing, dude. Obama and Michelle, they're just going around talking and getting paid.
Back in the day before you could do TED Talks.
Oh yeah.
Some guy with curly hair, wig, and you're like, what do I do now?
Yeah. It is kind of crazy to think about, man.
Yeah.
That like your life after like being a world leader, like you gotta have a life after. I know Mossad was probably like depressed as hell and sitting wherever it was in house arrest, but like, couldn't you get into painting? I'm sorry, man. Yeah, chill. You gotta. I'm fucking the fork like George Bush painting the Twin Towers.
Yeah. I guess you gotta. he basically did die of depression,
Oh,
so
I
that was
know.
on him. I think he could have turned it somehow.
He could have tainted himself. Depression
Yeah.
isn't real. You know, he could have gone that route.
Yeah, the Shah even died of depression because he got fucking kicked out too. So
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, Idi Amin died in like Saudi Arabia with
Did he?
like a heart problem. He went out like a man, eating red meat and getting a heart attack.
was he still in power when he died?
Nah, I think they kicked him the hell out. He escaped to like Zimbabwe or some went like south or something, and then he went to Saudi Arabia.
Idi Amin was a leader of
Uganda.
Uganda. Yeah, I was gonna say Sierra Leone.
He
but-
used to. This is a great thing. He used to put two people in a room, give both of them a hammer, and say the last one to live, or the last man standing gets to leave the country, and one guy would win, and he would shoot the other guy in the face. It's so fucked
What
up.
a
Yeah,
G.
yeah, I know. What a fucking psychopath. To make people fight to the death,
Oh my god!
just a
dude.
chicken fight.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. He used to do like fucking human cockfighting, and he used to joke about eating people. He used to joke about it. There's quotes about it. I would love a side research on that, but yeah, no. I feel like even though the Shah was a CIA plant, you know, I'm glad he wasn't putting people in a room with a hammer and say,
Oh, he was, dude. This
What he was? What kind of shit was he doing?
dude. The people of Iran feared Savak. Savak was like the CIA, right?
Yeah.
Because he passed a law that it was illegal to talk against the royal family.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, he was essentially a little bit of a dictator. He was I would say he was a reformist dictator. Like he wanted the prosperity of Iran, but at the same time, he didn't want
was, like,
anything.
still a greedy fuck.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, his ceremonies with the queen was covered in gold and like diamonds. It was just like this flamboyant
Yeah.
thing
Over
where like
extravagant. Yeah.
all the people that were in poverty in Iran were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Really Victorian.
Yeah. So yeah, he
Have you ever seen RRR?
no, what's
movie?
that?
Oh my gosh, it's a great. It's like a Bollywood movie, and it's about like colonial Britain and India, and it's where like obviously Britain basically controlled that shit like a Jeff Dunham puppet.
Yeah, that was a good analogy.
Thank you. But basically, they have like placeholders for them, and they made them look like fucking diamond gold royalty.
Yeah.
These and one of them had like an Indian baby they kidnapped, and that was supposed to be like in their as their successor, and they fucking decked this baby out, jewelry, everything, dude. Like the nose ring. I was like, this is some fucked up shit here.
Yeah.
You like it, it's. I feel like it would be weird, like if I got kidnapped by like a wife, or not even a wife, just another racist family, and be like, "This is your culture," and they're put me in a yarmulke, they put me in like payas and shit. And I was like, where are you guys from again? Like,
But
we look the same.
that's like a great way to control dictators because in the West, you can cover them in jewelry and give them all this power, and then be like, hey, if you don't trust me, all this power can go away because then you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like you know what it is? It's like an exploitive like manager, like a predatory manager in like an entertainer situation. Because like you get that like, hey, I can take all this away from you. You're not gonna perform at Madison Square Garden like you like. You're gonna be doing Vinny's Pool Hall if you don't fucking a lot of they make this joke. A lot of the industry like wear the dress or do this, do that. Like do what I say, and this is going to control thousands of people, but you're going to lose a lot of your creativity. You're going to limit a lot.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with being feminine at all, but there's, I think, something wrong with losing your authenticity while you're doing it and following a trend when it's not your organic thought and manifestation. Because I think that's when an artist truly, or an artist, politician, have you, if that, coincides, that's where you truly lose your individuality and your passion for what you're doing.
yeah.
Man, I sound super pretentious, but
No,
I'm hoping making a point.
No, yeah, for sure, man.
Okay.
And then like back to I don't know, I keep bringing the Shah back, but that's exactly what happened to him. He turned his head away from his face away from the West. He's like, I don't need you anymore. And
Was he born in Iran through and throughout? Did they just pick some dude off the street? Where did he come from originally?
His dad was Reza Shah was a soldier who went up the ranks, and then he took power. So the Qajars were in power before. And so his name was Reza Shah Pahlavi, and he was just a soldier, moved up the ranks, and basically one night just attacked the Capitol and took power.
No. So wow, stormed the Capitol essentially.
Pretty much.
So is he? So the Shah's kind of like a nepotist baby.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's inherited. He inherited.
Oh damn! Because like I always envy people with nepotism.
Yeah,
I do. Oh man, because like I saw like kids in my neighborhood, their dads were like investment bankers and stuff like that. My dad, managing it over, did a good job of it, but like I don't want to inherit that. I love my dad. It's to me, but
would you be a nepotist? Is that
a nepotist baby? I guess like
not a baby, but like let's say you I don't know, become some sort of like powerful man in the world of podcasts.
Okay.
And then you have the ability to like help your friends out. Wouldn't you do that? Like
yeah,
be like, yeah, just because he's your friend. You might be like, hey, fucking Joe, you don't have talent, but I'll help you set up a studio.
Oh, you have
whatever.
talent, dude.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm giving an example. Like, would you help your friends out that don't have talent if you had the power to do it?
Because a nepotist person or a nepotist baby wouldn't do that, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for making me look at myself in a positive light.
I was just
saying.
That's
That's very sweet of you, Amir. Thank you.
I like to help out my friends. So maybe I partake in nepotism. I'll admit it.
It's like I can't believe like some guy at the at like the Shah school is like, you only got that job because your dad was a general or whatever and stormed the cat. Like I feel like he lives in his father's shadow a little bit.
Yeah. I think
that's a hard thing to do for a lot of men. A lot of men don't escape their father's shadow, I think.
To the point where you become incompetent to do anything yourself, I think that's dangerous. But like I don't think there's anything wrong with like helping out your friends and family directly if you have the power to do so.
Of course not. Yeah. No, but like I feel like there's something inside you like my dad was an architect. My grandfather was an architect. I have to be an architect, and if I don't, I will fail. Like that's kind of sad and depressing.
No, that is, yeah.
But I remember hearing this bit somewhere that like Jesus was the first nepotist baby.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Because
like your dad's God, dude. Your dad's God. Like, of course people are going to say you're a nice carpenter,
Yeah.
So we got to be nice to him. That's why we follow him around all the time because his dad
Jesus was a shitty-ass carpenter.
Oh, it's great, Jesus. And the door doesn't even close.
Yeah. Well, of course I'll use this closet and then just like the shelves just
the shelves just fall down, yeah. What are we talking about? No, we're talking about nepotism. We're talking about the Shah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The Shah basically had like a powerful general dad, and he was living in the shadow of his father, essentially. But he knew who he was, essentially, like coming from.
He was a Western puppet the pretty majority of his life.
They got the right guy.
Yeah. His dad wasn't though. His dad.
I know.
Wasn't.
His dad was probably top G, dude.
Yeah. Dude, his dad. Okay, this is really gruesome, but his dad, all the bakers in Tehran went on strike.
Yeah.
Because like some law was passed, I guess, that made the rent go up or whatever.
Okay.
They all went on strike, and this guy just showed up and went to a baker and like grabbed the baker by the collar and just threw him in the oven himself.
God.
And from then on in, no one fucked with this guy.
Of course, dude. This guy's a kid. This guy's like Iranian Tony Soprano.
And he's just like shaking her head.
So you basically have AJ, basically as a CIA puppet, which is genius if you think about it. Take like essentially a mobster's son.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
This guy was a G, man. He was not a Western puppet. And then when the son came into power, dude, he was in Swiss military school. Like,
of course,
the U.S. was like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going? Hey, you want to come back and rule? We'll help you out." And he's like, "Sure." And then Mossadegh came along, and then he had to run away. And then they're like, "Hey, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it."
Yeah,
he's a Western puppet the whole time. And then at the end, when he finally had the balls to fucking stand up, the West fucked him over. They're like, "Yeah, all right, buddy. Sit back the fuck down."
That's insane to think about. Yeah. Like, was his father alive during any of this? Because I would love to see the interaction between the father and him during the Iranian Revolution.
No, I think he died when he was 19 before. Yeah, he was just a fucking young king. He didn't know shit.
Oh, damn. Because it sucks to like you. I would imagine you'd hear all these like great stories. You'd literally like live in the shadow of your dad. I know I kept saying that like fucking like a broken record. But this guy who murders people and who is like like storm the cat is a true Iranian patriot.
Yeah.
So you get the right mix of like you get the right background.
Yeah.
Like the background all falls together. Like why wouldn't the Iranian people like this guy?
Yeah.
But then you know, of course, you know, a man who's, I think, what is it? Strong men create weak times or whatever. You've heard that, like, for that. There's a quote that's been overdrawn and used.
Create weak times or weak sons?
men.
Oh, weak men. Okay.
Yeah, strong times create weak men. Weak men create weak times, or something like that. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Strong men create. No, well, what is
If someone can look up this quote,
Yeah.
okay, because Rogan said it like a million.
Tough times create strong men.
Yeah.
Strong men create tough times.
Hard times create strong men.
Yeah.
Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. And weak men create hard times.
Yeah, he was facing some good times.
Yeah.
Shah was facing some good times.
Yeah, he was.
And then
he had this huge party. It was called the it was a birthday to 2500th birthday of the Persian Empire. He had this huge party where all the American politicians and celebrities came to Iran and like all the world leaders, and he spent like caviar was flown in from like Paris, like from New York, food chefs, whatever. It was just like this glamorous party that he had, and it was just that was the beginning of his downfall, dude.
Sorry, Arturo's looking at me. I want to know what's going on. I heard the caviar thing.
No, I'm looking at her.
Okay, I thought you're like.
Are we done?
I thought
we,
no, he's.
You're at like 40 minutes.
Okay, we're
we
good.
have 40 minutes. Oh fuck! All right.
Oh, we can close this out. Dude. We
Nice.
got
No,
this.
I'm just kidding. I was.
I still gotta keep talking to him. Oh God.
Nah,
dude. Oh yeah. Well, I think we're doing Costa thinking first, and then we gotta do your shit. We can't just sit around and do all my. But yeah. All right. Anyway, we got to get back to the topic at hand and finish this because this was really good. So I heard about the caviar thing and all that. Do you think people were there in compromised positions, or do you think there was like an Epstein-Ghislaine situation of trying to get people like with like young kids and stuff like that in compromised positions? Because that's a big thing. Of, like, the CIA and the Mossad and.
I don't. Well, you mean the party explicitly that he was
Yeah. Were
throwing?
these parties used to compromise people? That's my question.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. I think he was just trying to shed light on Iran. He was just trying to show that, you know, hey, Iran is this place where you can come and hang out.
Yeah.
Hey, we have power now. You can come and invest economically. Look at what we're doing now. They just wanted to put Iran on the map, you know? Or he did.
Yeah.
And I think it just had a blowback with the people. People didn't really like what he was doing, but I think he had good intentions in a way, and he was trying to have fun, but also he got a blowback.
It's like Uday Hussein, dude. I wouldn't say Uday Hussein was the same thing. Saddam Hussein's son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where he would go and have these parties. They would have like crazy weddings, and when people weren't paying attention to him or saying hi to him, he would start shooting his gun in the air. They'd like replace. Yeah.
What a fucking idiot.
Fucking awesome, dude. Ham, dude. A ham supreme, dude. If you have to go into a room and be like, no one's saying hi to me, I'm the fucking son of.
Yeah.
But he's not. I don't think the Shah was that much of a nepotist baby to where like, you all have to pay attention to me. I have a gun.
No, yeah, he wouldn't. I don't think he would like draw his gun.
Yeah.
If you were a Shah's men, though, you had to kiss his hand every time he walked in a room. Yeah.
Oh, that's super. Well, that's very Middle Eastern too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me your knuckles.
Oh my God. Oh shit.
And you look like you're in pain right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's.
I've learned so much today.
You've learned what idiots Arturo knows.
Dude, okay, so yeah, like I feel like there needs to be like a movie about like the relationship between him and the father, because like it's got to be so relatable to like, I don't know, there's probably tons of movies of like having a rich dad and like being a shitty son.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think what kind of movies are like that. Can you give me a good example? Can anyone throw something out there? Because I'm drawing a blank.
No, but have you guys heard? Okay,
No worries.
oh shit.
Plug it in. Plug it
Plug it
in.
in. Yeah.
So
Hello,
I'm
Andy.
super. Hello. So I'm super obsessed with this news story that's going on right now, and it's about this lawyer.
Yeah.
This guy, he spent a whole bunch of money, and then he started stealing from his law firm that his father owned. So he was already a Nepo baby, right? Nepotism baby. But then he had like a kid who had a boat crash and killed some other
boat
kid.
crash.
Oh, yeah. And then after everybody found out that he stole this money from his law firm, like his dad fired him.
Yeah, of course.
And all his kids are like doing all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And then he
Writing them out of the will.
he killed his entire family.
The
because
dad?
they
The
found
lawyer
out-
dad?
Yes, the lawyer dad that got fired just went home and killed his entire family. And yeah, that was it.
I mean, like,
I'm sorry. Did this
yeah.
get too dark too quick?
No,
I've
no,
been
no, no, no,
following
no.
it
I mean,
like crazy because I want them to make
you
a
said
movie
the
out of it.
lawyer dad killed him?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
the lawyer dad, the guy
So there's this
owns it all.
guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah, I
works
got-
at a law firm
Yeah.
for his dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Who did
And
the
then-
killing though? That's the part I didn't. I think.
So
The
granddad
dad did.
Granddad owns. Let's call him Kyle One.
Yeah.
Kyle One owns this. Granddad Kyle owns this law firm. His son Kyle also works there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stole a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Then Granddad found out, fires him. In the meantime, the son Kyle has these other kids that are doing all kinds of bullshit.
Yeah.
And one of his kids is out driving the family boat.
Okay.
And he wrecks it while he's inebriated. He's like 19
Yeah,
years
of
old.
course.
Injures a bunch of people, kills some
course.
kid,
Of course.
gets away with it because of who his father
Yeah,
is.
of
Like
course.
the amount of nepotism that's
Yeah,
going
it's
on
insane.
in that
It's
family
crazy.
and that town, like that's insane to me
Yeah.
because that is a
Buy
real
your way
life
into
version
justice, yeah.
of just these are average people.
Yeah.
Do you know
where
what I mean?
are they? Are they in like Utah
I
or
think
some
they were
shit? or?
I think they were in Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be such a random off-topic.
No,
portion to
this
be
this
like,
this
No,
relates.
kind of
This
Andy.
definitely relates.
That's the thing with nepotism, man. It could
Yeah.
get dangerous. Like you
so
can.
Iranian's revolution was fueled by heaps of nepotism.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not like I'm all for helping my kids out, but like there has to be a range. There has to be a boundary where like you can't help
Son,
them
you
out to
can't
a
work
point.
for the CIA.
Yeah.
This is a bad idea.
Don't-
Son, if you do this, I don't know what you have to do. You have to threaten or like. I feel like you failed as a parent. He failed as a parent. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
well, and I think though that this is a generational. I think that's why this story kind of sticks with me because this is generational nepotism, and it's not just that. It's creating this situation for your children to suffer no consequences in the world
yeah.
because you have money.
Yes.
You don't live in the same world, and you don't. So if you manslaughter somebody in a boat, mommy and daddy will make it go away.
Yeah.
So that's
See,
that
like I
is
bet you the
nepotism.
granddad who owns the law firm went through a lot of shit to get to where he is.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. And that I think that goes into like we've talked about this before, like immigrants and that sort of thing, like the second generation and third generation. What do they really know about what their parents had to do
Where they
to
come
get
from.
here?
Yeah, the CIA became his mommy and daddy,
Yeah.
which was unfortunate. And that should never be a thing. The government is not your family. And this is, I've come off very anti-government in this podcast, and I kind of don't, I don't have to answer for that, or I don't want to. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm completely there, man. Like you can't like just put your complete faith in your parents or the government. Like
Yeah.
you got to grab life by the balls.
Hell yeah.
You know, just do shit your own
Yeah.
way. I think that's the way to not get comfortable and to like become someone who's competent and like sees the world in the way it should be. I think. I don't know.
Exactly. No, I you know what's weird? In The Last of Us, that kid was like a.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it for
Oh,
me.
don't ruin it.
Don't
Okay.
ruin it for me. Don't you
haven't, like,
fucking
watched
dare.
it? Have you not watched it?
I'm on episode 3.
What a fucking. But you know, the kid went to like it's like a military school or whatever.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
the girl.
like-
Yeah. Fedra.
Yeah, I don't want. You know what? I don't want to spoil anything.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not spoiling. I don't think I
fucking-
am. So
swear to
I'll
God,
just stop talking.
I'll leave
about
here
it.
angry if you
I
didn't
know.
know.
I know, dude. All right. Well, I think is that covered an hour?
And we're at about 50 minutes. But if you
50
feel like-
minutes?
Yeah, if you feel like
That was only 50 minutes.
Well, then you can just roll right into the Patreon episode.
Okay. Sure. But
But sign off.
yeah, sign it. I'll finish on a good note. Okay. Finish on a good note. Now I'm getting hit with all the pressure. So Canada, and this is no, I'm going this. Canada is I need to tell you. I need to talk
Canada's
about
the
this.
nepotism baby to the
No,
U.S.
I don't want to. I'm transferring into nepotism in a very uncomfortable way.
It's a good topic.
No, I kind of. I don't want to like shit on Canada in front of you, but I don't. I think Canada kind of sucks. Does that mean to say? Does that mean to say to a fellow someone with a Canadian passport? But you're in America, so like very pro. I know I'm anti-government, but I'm also very pro-America, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
And Canada does suck in many ways, dude.
I mean, it is they're very like anti-free speech, and they had like a trucker convoy, and they was like, you can't do that, you have to get vaxxed, and all the truckers were like, nah, we're not getting vaxxed.
Yeah.
And that was kind of sick because I know this sounds crazy, I'm not being an anti or pro-vax, but if you're a trucker, you're just kind of sitting by yourself moving shit.
I gotta say, like, I left Canada for a reason, you know, like I felt that I would succeed and grow more here.
Okay.
So when I graduated, I was looking to leave Canada. So
Canada's kind of the daycare America's where you make the money.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And honestly, I think Canada can breed some good people.
Yeah, of
like
course.
The school system's better.
Yeah.
The university system's better. Healthcare,
pretty good.
It's good if you have chronic disease, if you're old, if you're dying, yes, you'll get triaged better. If you're generally healthy and something's wrong, like if you have chest pain, you go to the hospital as like, I don't know, a 26-year-old.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, yeah, buddy, get the fuck back of the line, you know?
Okay, cool.
Like Aunt Karen that's 74 is ahead of you.
Okay.
So it sucks for young people, I think, that are trying to build a life. Like, it's hard to buy property. I would never dream of becoming a landlord in Canada. You know, like a shitty small studio in Toronto is like, you know, $400,000, $500,000.
What?
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy. They couldn't control the real estate market the way they should have. Most of the Chinese investors like messed it up for everyone, for people who live in Canada. Like people that just brought a bunch of money, bought a shit ton of housing, and then the prices went up, and then Canadians can't afford to buy homes. So they couldn't control the real estate market. So there's a lot of things that's wrong with Canada.
Okay. I had no idea about the real estate issue in Canada.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot.
Taxes are fucking, they'll kill you, man.
Yeah, that's why people move down here, and everything's like, you can probably get like a 3-story house here in like fucking, I don't know, Dunn, North Carolina for like $90K.
I feel like you literally just kind of were hating on Canada for no
reason. I think
legitimate reason. You're like, I know nothing about this.
No, I think Canada's
Not
point. I think Trudeau's kind of like a phony. I think he's like fake. A little bit.
He's a nepotism.
He's a nepotist baby, dude.
We're back, and we circle back.
Oh my god, we did it, dude. So I was right. Holy shit. I wonder what Barron Trump's gonna end up like, because he's like tall. Like he's like my height. He's gonna. Yeah, he looks like he strangles dogs for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably like zapping cockroaches for. Yeah. He's gonna graduate.
All right. Well, Amir. Where can people find you?
People can. My soapbox show is March 11th. Come to that if you're in the Durham area. I don't know if you have.
Very funny lineup. You got Mr. Goldman on there.
Yeah.
Who else do you have?
He's a non-Jew Jew.
I know. Who you got? Hussein Arif.
Yeah. You know him?
Alhamdulillah, I know him.
Yeah.
It's gonna get on people's nerves one day or another. Who else is on that show? I don't know. It's your show, but I know there's some good names on it, so you should go see
Mamba is on it. Dusty Cagle headlining.
Okay.
And Harrison Tweed.
Okay. Yeah. People who've done comedy before.
Yeah, at least once or twice.
Yeah, at least once or twice.
Yeah. Great lineup.
Thank you for being on, Amir.
Hell yeah, dude. Always a pleasure.
Are we switching over to the page?